Hmm. So the Baltimore Ravens have finally participated in free agency, and reportedly we have signed free safety Marcus Williams, formerly of the New Orleans Saints. Now, don't get me wrong, he is a good player. Like, he is a good player. He is a young player, and this is something that we don't normally do. We don't normally go after players in their prime. But as before, as always, we are up against the cap, but we find money for a defensive player. And he signed a 5 year, $70 million contract, is what the numbers are saying. So, where did we get this 70 million from? Now, we don't have money to trade for an Amari Cooper. We don't have money to trade for or pick up an offensive player. But when it comes to defense, we always seem to find some money. I applaud him for the effort, but I don't applaud him for the pick. Like, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. But there are other needs and other things that we could have done. I don't, I really, I really don't know how I feel about this pick. Like, I really don't know how I feel about this pickup. I mean, granted, I was all for getting him, but for $70 million, it's a little steep. And it just reminds me of the same thing that we did with Earl Thomas. 55 million for Earl Thomas, and Earl Thomas was still a really good player, but he wasn't worth 55 million even at that time. I don't care what he did or if he went to the Pro Bowl, he wasn't worth 55 million. And to give this kid 70 million is just crazy. Like, he might not see the end of that contract, but it's crazy. But once again, it's Baltimore Ravens. What else would you expect? When they first jump in, it's for a defensive player. Like, some things never change, even though they said we're gonna be different this go round. We're gonna try some other things to get better because what we were doing wasn't working. But apparently, it's status quo. Now, I will say, finally, we are playing with a free safety and a strong safety instead of playing with two strong safeties. We finally got a free safety in here to actually defend the pass and maybe cause some turnovers, because two strong safeties wasn't getting it. Like, they weren't making it. So hopefully this kind of cures some of the ills that we have in the passing game. Now, depending upon what scheme Mike McDonald runs, that's another story. But we finally got a free safety, even though you don't see the happiness in the face. But I'm glad we got a free safety. But I'm just not excited. I mean, I know I'm getting a little older, and surprisingly, unbeknownst to me, I would be happy if you'd have told me we signed a right tackle. Like, that would have got me excited. Like, I'd have got pumped for offensive lineman. Some stuff years ago, I'd have been like, ugh, ugh. But now, I cherish it. I cherish getting my quarterback some protection so he doesn't get knocked out of games. Way to go, Baltimore Ravens. Yay.